Hey, we're back with 3D Politics. I'm Tom McKay with all three of the Davids that matter. And David Van's got a great topic for us today. David, set up this topic for us.
So a year ago, a little over a year ago, it was announced 14 months ago, there's going to be a state question on our primary ballot whether or not we want doctors to be able to recommend marijuana as a medicine. And it was very controversial, especially in the legislature.
Just 14 months ago.
Yes.
Okay.
It was announced. We passed it by 57% in June, rolled it out 2 months later. Now the dispensaries are open. People are growing. People can grow their own now if they've got a license, if they're patient.
In less than a year.
And yes, and the legislature got their first chance to tweak it to make it something they would like. A year ago, they barely got 57 votes in the House. They didn't even bring it to a vote in the Senate. That's how unpopular it was. This last week, it got 93 votes out of 101 in the House, and it got 90% today in the Senate. Tomorrow, it's on the governor's desk for signing.
Mm-hmm. So my question is that populism, just a simple matter of people becoming more popular with the idea of it, or is that a more informed electorate?
I think it's an electorate that's leading the state. The politicians are cowards. They don't want to take it on, and so they're leaving the real decisions that change public policy, whether it's criminal justice reform, 780, 781, 2 years ago, major change. And now medical marijuana. These are things that people have forced on our legislature.
David?
He said that they're cowards, that the legislators are cowards. Really, legislators are just those that go along with the cultural stream of the time.
Which is the popularism I'm talking about.
Well, yes.
They're being led by us.
And so what happens is, as we have finally come to suffer enough, and we've said, okay, enough is enough, some things are being done to make some changes in a positive direction. I would say that they're still more of the same because it's still prohibition, it's still licensure, and all of the extortion schemes that go along with that. And we don't have true freedom in this. We're nowhere close to true freedom. But they are seeing the writing on the wall, and so like corks in the stream, they're just going along with the flow, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. So the medical marijuana passed proposal 788, state question 788, passed with 57%. That's a good margin. Right. And so they see the writing on the wall. They still want to hold on to their vestiges of prohibition, and a lot of them did. And so it was hard right at first to get everything through, but now they're getting a little bit better. But the medical marijuana community, the people who are using it, are still saying it's not enough.
So snowballing is kind of.
But it is starting to pick up steam.
It is the will of the people, and it's been a long time in coming that a lot of these policies are being implemented that the folks have been talking about for a long time. Even the staunchest right-wing Republican finds it kind of vulgar, the incarceration rate and punitive approach to drug policy in this country, and realizing that it's just fiscally unsustainable. I told people on the campaign trail, I don't like pot, but what I don't like more than cannabis is paying $22,000 per person per year for someone else's cannabis problem, and that is the going rate for incarceration. Yeah. So it's just to the point where it's unsustainable, and people are seeing the writing on the walls, because the number 1 and 2 goals of a politician or politicians are to get elected and then to get reelected.
So how does the Governor Stitt election and his win tie into the popularism, or is that the people? How does him winning the election, is that popularism?
Yeah, he's never been involved in politics, and famously he didn't even know how to vote. Right, apparently. Right. He hadn't voted in 10 years, and he didn't have his ID.
Too busy.
And that's who we want.
But that's,
seriously.
Right.
But those are the people that came out for 788. We had more people turn out to the polls and vote on the medical marijuana question than voted on the gubernatorial election.
Right.
Okay? Even voted for president. It's
almost
state.
like that issue hits the median age, though. I mean, there's more of that group alive that care more about that issue than who's governor.
Well, yeah, it's sexier than most political topics for sure. You know, people understand smoking my cannabis
as opposed to who's governor.
Yeah,
well, it's something that directly affected them.
It does.
Right.
When your rights are violated and have been violated for as long as they have, and you're having to sneak around behind the government's back to do that which is yours by right, then it gets really old. And when somebody offers you at least sort of a lifeline, you're going to grab at it.
Well, you've got the lawlessness on the border. You've got 40% of murders being unsolved in the state plus, and you're really wondering, should our cops be driving people around that want to smoke pot, or people that have a medical condition for which cannabis, according to a panel of medical professionals, is better for their condition than synthesized heroin?
Right, and we're going to close this segment out on that, but we do want to get back to the mental health, which David Vann is an expert on, where the drug culture coincides or cross sections with the mental health. So we'll take a break now and come back with 3D politics and all three Davids.